Hi, my name is Harry Kroner, and I'm here with my friend Jennifer Rose, and we're going to talk a little bit about how, mostly I'm interested in how you, Jennifer, I'm curious about how you integrate channeling into your work. And I do this because I just finished doing a class on channeling and automatic writing, but I want people to know a little more about how practitioners really bring it on and bring it, integrate it into their work. So just tell me a little bit how. First of all, why do you do the channeling as part of your work?
Thank you, Harry. I think channeling is really amazing because it bypasses my logical mind and it brings me into the highest form of myself and into the deepest aspect of who I am, which is in alignment with the universe and with ultimate truth. So you can't say anything from that place that's going to create confusion. It's going to
Yeah.
only bring you more clarity on what it is you're trying to figure out. It's going to bring you tools to solve whatever problem you want to face or whatever direction you're trying to go to. It'll help you to see that in a clear way.
Yeah, it really kind of bypasses the ego mind and all the wants and desires and wishes and just goes right into the clearest, what's in your highest good kind of thing. Yeah, beautiful. So how do you integrate it into your sessions? How did you do that part when you work with clients?
Well, it depends on what kind of session I'm offering. With
Hmm.
shamanism, I really use channeling the entire time. So
Mm.
I move into the Inca cross, which is a geometric tool that a lot of people use to bring them into a center. Some people use like a Merkaba, some people use, breathe and align to your center, some simple way to create this gateway for yourself. And then from that space, it's really opening myself to an entire council of beings that step through and tell me what to do and how to answer the questions that are being presented or what's going on in someone's energetic space. So maybe they've set an intention and they have a very clear idea of what they want to bring through. I want to know my purpose in life. Well, I have no knowledge of what their purpose in life is. So channeling allows me to access that knowledge and guide them so that they can take the steps to create the life that they're wanting.
Beautiful. Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. So, how do you integrate it with? I mean, shamanism part of it is connecting when and to channel. It is part of the thing, but how do you do that when you? So you just channel the answers for them, or is it more specific ways of doing it when you do it in the shamanism part?
Well, so say I was working on you,
Mm-hmm.
I would see your energetic body.
Mm-hmm.
I'm moving into a place within my training where I am standing in my highest frequency. And so I can see my own energetic body and I'm opening myself up to your energetic body. So not only do I hear things like the answers to questions, but I see things and I feel things. So maybe I feel like there's something here that needs to shift and change, or I can understand that there's this blockage in your throat and where it's coming from, and even see connections to past lives where it happened, and maybe see the unfolding of it as it happened and bring forth the part that got shattered or separated. Or within your auric field, maybe there's some disharmony. So I would be able to suddenly connect to that, see the imperfections, and be guided on how to restore it. So um, it's basically like moving into a video game where you have this virtual holographic image of someone in front of you, and you can see like certain areas that are highlighted with
Yeah,
tasks that are unfolding, like here, do this, then do that, then do this, and then oh, it's green instead of red.
exactly. That's how I see it when I do that. Do that kind of work and kind of connecting with people's like I see that the third eye, like the more light body and everything, so I can see that and see their like what areas. No, that's perfect. Yeah, I like that. It's a very good image, as you said, like that kind of holographic image. It's exactly how it feels and looks. I agree. Cool. Excellent. Okay. And then you go through the process of healing it and clearing it and changing it into a green, and as you said.
But an interesting note that came up um,
Hmm.
in the explaining of that is it's very different between shamanism and angelic earth resonance, for example.
Mm.
Shamanism is very much the holographic. I'm seeing, I'm hearing, I'm experiencing it as like a third person and interacting through my physical body like a remote control almost.
Mm.
But angelic earth resonance is different in that like my my channeling experience is almost cut off. Like I move so deeply into the state of presence that I sometimes am not even aware of what's happening. And so
Yeah.
the channeling in there sometimes comes as a shock. Like I'll be so deeply involved that like every now and then information will just like come into my consciousness and be like, here, remember this. And I'll be like, whoa, and I can't remember what it is that we're even talking about. And then
Because you're so deeply in that trance, you're not really conscious of it, of that. Suddenly it pops in, kind of thing.
right, it's like my entire vessel is being used to facilitate the healing, and my mind isn't even part of that process. So to
Yeah.
consciously perceive the information as I would in shamanism, to channel and to convey that to someone, because during shamanism I'm explaining everything to them. Here's what's happening and here's why it's happening and
Right.
here's where it's coming from. Whereas angelic earth resonance, like I might have absolutely no idea what's going on unless they like specifically tell me to remember.
Yeah.
So
So why don't you explain a little bit about angelic earth resonance, because I'm not sure most people know about that. So it is a form of really high frequency energy healing, correct?
yeah, it's a somatic emotional healing session that activates the kundalini. So it's releasing these really dense physical experiences in the body and allowing it to shift into higher states of awareness. So maybe we held on to something and it got stuck in our spine and it's preventing our body from moving and facilitating um, healing in certain areas of our lives. The session would address that, but it would address it without any sort of agenda or control, allowing the body to heal itself, to open to itself, to experience its own purest understanding, and within that shift back to the default state of what it means to be connected to source, what it means to be human, what it means to have that kundalini energy. So it's just a direct experience of your ultimate consciousness, I think, and that's what activates the kundalini, is releasing all those confusing thoughts that maybe got stuck in the body.
Things that lower your frequency, pretty much, and are in the way.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you do? Like, so it is kind of a you just, I guess I want to just say it in a very blunt way. So is it similar to Reiki? You kind of manipulate the energy with your hands, and what else do you do? Or is it? I know it's a lot more than that.
Um, there's really not much conscious control of it like there is in Reiki.
Mm,
In Reiki, you might set an intention in the beginning
right.
and you focus on the symbols and you direct the energy outwards. Whereas in angelic earth resonance, you get into this high state of connection yourself. You activate your own
Mm.
kundalini, you activate your own higher consciousness, and then you surrender to that in the deepest way possible while entering someone else's energetic field, and you're able to then be the conduit of awakening for another person. So within the what am I directly doing question, it's really more of a matter of like, what am I being guided to do? What is my consciousness bringing forth? And so in shamanism,
Yeah.
I have a very clear understanding of that. But in angelic earth resonance, you're on a massage table. I'm feeling your spine. I'm seeing how it's changing. But then I go into this deep state and I just release. And I move through the energetic field, but it's not really me. And I'm not really even
Yeah.
doing anything. And then
You're the conduit.
so it was explained really well this way, and maybe it's less confusing. You move the energy enough and shift the energy enough that the body has a chance to reset and
Beautiful. Yeah, I get it.
being into that state and holding that state so that you can move forward into your life with that new integrated feeling.
Cool. So give an example of a recent client experience you had with Angelic Earth Resonance.
Sure. I had one last night, which
Mm-hmm.
was very different than my other experiences because, like I said, I normally shift into this really deep, deep space and then I don't consciously remember what's happening. I just move someone's energy and they're laying face down and then they're sitting up and then they're laying face up. And then I'm like, okay, thank you. But this time I really saw um, what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
And so the light workers were seeing all of these wounds that this person was carrying.
Mm.
And there was like a conscious, I'm trying to figure out how to explain it without telling the whole story, which would take a really long time. There was this conscious repatterning and cleansing. It was as if this person was a dragon, a very
Mm-hmm.
old ancient dragon who had been fighting a war continuously and had no time to rest and be soothed and was separated from his feminine essence. Like he was very much longing for a priestess to come and take care of him. And
Sure.
so the masculine and feminine had been separated. And so a huge part of his healing was bringing in that feeling of release, that feeling of surrender. Like you don't have to battle the whole world. You can be this accepting, loving energy, and you can choose who to give that to. And just because maybe something happened that hurt that essence of love doesn't mean that you can never experience it again, or it doesn't mean that you have to continuously experience it. Like you don't have to keep inflicting self-injury so that you can
Yes.
relieve the guilt of what had happened. You can release it and allow the story to change. And so he became, he was deeply injured in a physical way, like in this 3D reality.
Mm.
And I could see that in his energetic body. And as he released these stories and as the structure changed, it's like he became renewed, like you would imagine an ancient dragon to be, like
Yeah.
completely able to heal itself and covered in this golden light. And the wings able to actually expand like someone had tied them closed.
Beautiful.
So I could see all these different cords that people had been like tying to him, physical cords that were cut, and then his auric field was solidified so that he was protected. And then from inside of himself came this choice. You're empowered in who you interact with and what you're deciding to create. And if it doesn't sing to you, if it doesn't make this beautiful sound, then it's not yours. It might be entirely covered with mud and really ugly, but it's yours. And it might be not yours. You have to decide, you have to decipher. It's your free choice to interact with the people that you do, to make the things that you're choosing. And so taking that empowered state into this physical world, I saw him become human again. And I saw him standing there with this unencumbered breath, just looking at the world and deciding, what is it here? What is here in this place that I want? And how do I take the steps to achieve that? So
Beautiful.
getting to that place where you're even like, what I want is this, can be a huge journey.
Absolutely. Beautiful. Beautiful. Excellent. Yeah. That's a beautiful story. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Now I have a better sense of how you do this work, how you bring this channeling, this beautiful part into your work. It seems like this is the most essential, one of the most essential parts of actually being connected, being in a channeled kind of channeling kind of state in all of your work, right?
Yeah. In everything, I have to be able to shift into that space within myself. So if I'm having a really off day and I'm not in my highest frequency, like yesterday, I have to take the time to realize, okay, well, this thought is out of alignment, and this action that I did is not in integrity. And how can I fix my own life and my own experience to be in alignment so that I can shift into that state, so that I can help someone else. Like, I can't help someone else from a confused place.
Absolutely. Yeah. We always have to do the our own journey of self-care and self healing and really being in our finest tune, and always be connected to that beautiful purest essence. That's the part of being and doing that, and really, and I think we just mentioned before we started, it's like actually just doing the work for us, for light workers, for people who do this kind of work, doing the work with other people is what brings us joy and passion and makes us feel good. So it is really uh almost essential to experience and have sessions throughout the week and really have that, so we can feel like, oh, okay, we're doing our work, we're doing our passion, we're doing our mission on this earth. It just feels good.
It does. And I structure my entire life around it. I'm kind of a personality. So I'll like wake up at 5 in the morning and meditate, and all of my day will reflect this desire and this passion to bring this one moment into creation in a session. And so when I have the opportunity to shift into that state and to bring through someone's purest form of awareness, it's like I come alive, and suddenly I have
Yeah.
in my eyes, and I have the energy to do all the other things I don't want to do. And without that, I get really
Yeah. Perfect.
disappointed.
Yeah. Cool. Excellent. So I want people to know if they want to reach you, but I wanted to ask you first. So can you do this online as well? I mean, and you can obviously you can do it in person, but can you do this online?
Something that I've been doing online really well that utilizes channeling is reading and light language.
Oh, cool.
I'm really, really fond of how that comes through because, as I said, when I shift into shamanism within the Inca cross, or I move into the Merkaba, I'm seeing someone's energetic body in front of me. And so doing a reading is really easy. Like, here's what I'm seeing, here's what's coming up. Let's discuss a problem or relationship or an issue that you're having. And so I can definitely shift and heal and move things within that, but without having someone entirely in front of me within their energetic state. It's kind of an experiment right now. I don't know. We can try it. Whoever's watching, you can be in my experiment. Let's see if it works.
All right. Sounds good. Beautiful. Okay, and remind me your how can people reach out to you? What's your website?
Embodyaascension.life.
Embodyaascension.life. Wonderful. Thank you. All right. Okay. So thank you so much for your time. And I love this. I actually am curious now and I want to have my own session with you. I'm really interested in seeing how you do this work. Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining me for this. I appreciate that.
Thank you, Harry. It's always nice talking to you.
Thank you. Okay.